intelligence, hybrid with alien relatives. All these deeper questions that I've been asking these last 5 years. So that you and I can find our way home. Yeah. What if all I want are really alien video games? Programmed out of songs you like to blow the smithereens. And what if you and me these artificial things, angels without wings, in a murder of crows? Yeah, a murder of crows. Are we the gamers? Are we the game? Are we the dreamers? Are we the dream? Are we the bell? Are we the ring? Am I a robot programmed to sing? All these deeper questions that have I been asking these first 5 years, so that you and I can find our way home. Come on, nobody fall on board the really alien video games. Programmed out of songs you like to blow the smithereens. What if you and me are these artificial things, angels without wings, and a murder of crows?
cheesy finger. Face toucher, cheesy finger. Face toucher. If you touch me with your cheesy fingers, I'll snap them off. You're cheesier than David Hasselhoff. If you touch my face, then I will boot you with the jaw. You cheesy finger, fucking cool. Johnny don't like no cheesy fingers. Johnny don't want no cheesy fingers. Johnny don't like no cheesy fingers. Johnny don't want no cheesy fingers. So stay away from me with your cheesy fucking hands. Before I snap your arm like rotten rubber band. Yeah! Cheesy finger. Face toucher. 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 Johnny don't like no cheesy fingers. Johnny don't want no cheesy fingers. Johnny don't like no cheesy fingers. Johnny don't want no cheesy fingers.
So tell all your friends, this is the end of everything. Too late to repent. We'll pave in the blood of the dead. We will sanctify, purify, rejoice in their sorrow and sing. Hell next gen, can I carry anymore? So tell all your friends. This is the end of everything. Too late to repent. We can't worry what they say. We will sanctify, purify, rejoice in their sorrow and sing. Hell next gen, can I carry anymore? Somebody call the axe.
Dynamite and the hardest working man in showbiz, but very soon he may be known as the defendant. Grammy-winning soul singer James Brown is about to embark on a South American tour, but it's this tour that prompted his latest brush with the law. Brown says that he and his wife had an argument because she wasn't going on the tour with him. Adrian Brown and South Carolina police say that in the argument, it resulted, as a matter of fact, in Brown assaulting his wife with a lead pipe and firing a gun at a car that she was in. These are charges that Brown denies. He was released yesterday on $15,000 bond. He joins us from Atlanta to discuss the charges, and we welcome you, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong at all. You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond.
No, I'm not.
Have all the charges been dropped?
Yeah, I'm out on love.
Well, are you out on love or out of love? Which is it?
Out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me.
Now, James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. Are the two of you going to be able to work this out?
Let's talk about some music.
You want to talk about music, and you don't want to talk about what happened?
No, it's all over.
Well, let's talk about your tour. When are you leaving?
We're leaving tomorrow.
And where are you going?
Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. Brazil.
Now, your fans will have read all about this, James. Aren't you concerned about that?
No, Dankeschön. I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I feel good. Papa's got a brand new bag. It's a man's world.
Well, that's the second time we've heard that in 2 days. That's very interesting. Now, don't leave us, James. You stay right there.
I'm
We
not
have
gonna leave.
more
I
that
wanna
we
do
have to
something.
talk about. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be
Hello,
doing
Ted.
on this tour.
What'd you say?
What are you going to be doing on this tour?
I'm going to be
Where
doing
you-
Papa's got a brand new bag, living in America. Sex machine, get up off of that thing. I feel good. Jam.
Now, I understand that you
I'm
have
real.
already, James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
No, yes, I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle.
Yeah.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because
Why
I
do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are. Now, you're involved in publishing a gospel magazine. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Second Coming. It's out of Augusta, Georgia, the anchor. Joseph P. Young is the editor, and James Brown is one of the advisors. And we're doing a fantastic job. The Second Coming. It features, on this week, I think we have the Pope and I believe the Williams brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And next week we're going to have Reverend Al Sharpton, I think, on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be doing a lot of good things, and hopefully we'll get Brother Ted Turner on the cover. Ted, where you at?
James, we want to thank you for being with us today
Wait
and
a
giving
minute,
us
I
an
just got
opportunity.
here.
Oh, is there something more you want to say that we haven't
I want to
covered?
say a lot of things.
Okay,
I
go
love
ahead.
you. I love America. I love everybody.
Well,
I feel good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Thanks for reminding us of that. Every once in a while, we forget.
Get up
but
off
we've
of that
remembered again. James, good luck on your tour. Thanks for being with us. I guess we're going to hear lots more.
Hasta luego.
Okay, also wait.
Your yellow skirts around your legs. The windows down, the music loud, our voices hoarse from screaming out the words we know by heart. What wasn't yours when you closed my door and let me take you home? But I won't apologize for speaking the version of this that ends tragically. But it's never been the right time, he said. And yet here we are again and again. If you never come back home, I'll miss you. But for now, I'll tell you what. I'll be that town. I'll be that town. I'll be that town. It's never been the right time, you said. Yet here we are again and again.
Greetings, comrades, and welcome to Best Korea TV News. Today is yet another awesome day here in Best Korea as the infamous Western comic book writer who calls himself the Gay Space Jesus announces new book, The Adventures of Kim Il-sung in Best Korea.
The book is controversial in the West as using real undoctored photographs it details the true historical outcome of the Korean War, our total dominant victory over the imperialist American dogs. Writer Connie Mark, the creator of Not Daredevil, seen here on YouTube show Gay Space Communism, has come under fire from the bourgeoisie capitalists for daring to speak the truth about how awesome everything is here in Best Korea with this tell-all 30-plus page comic. And how the eternal leader and all-round nice guy Kim Il-sung is actually magic, and the rightful ruler of all of Korea. To celebrate such a momentous occasion in the history of Best Korea, almighty leader Kim Il-sung has moved the heavens and the earth to declare the month of February will be extended by 1 day.
To celebrate the genius and bravery demonstrated in honoring my grandfather and the mighty Kim dynasty, we the people of Best Korea herefore and henceforth recognize February the 29th as Commie Mark Day.
Street parties are expected throughout the streets of Pyongyang as the Indiegogo campaign launches at midnight February the 29th. The comic will be available in 2 formats in both standard US and the more traditional Korean manga style for the low price of just 10,800 North Korean won, $12 US. Check out the Indiegogo campaign for more details.
위대한 김정은 동지를 영도의 중심, 단결의 중심으로 높이 받들어 모시다.
위대한 김일성 조국 김정일 장군님의 나라를 김정은 동지 따라 만방에 빛내이자.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares. You may be king, you may possess the world, and it's gold. But gold won't bring you happiness when you're growing old. The world still is the same, you'll never change it. As sure as the stars shine above, well, you're nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love. The world still is the same, you'll never change it. As sure as the stars shine above, well, you're nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Comicsgate Commandos. It is April 11th, ladies and gentlemen. May 11th. What am I saying? April 11th. All right, let me bring in Carbon Heart here. What's up, Carbon? How you doing, man?
Good evening.
What's
How
new,
are you?
man? I'm chilling. It's a good day.
May 11th.
Right,
The
May
eve
11th.
the eve before Mother's Day.
Yeah. You got big plans tomorrow?
I actually did everything today instead of tomorrow. So tomorrow I can relax.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going over to my parents, and my grandma's going to be there. So it'll be a good time, I think. It'll be a very good time. We've got Mr. Self-Destruct in the chat. We've got Omni in the chat. Hail. Hail, hail, hail. What's up, guys? All right. It's going to be kind of a chill stream today. It's been a busy week, and I wasn't able to get any guests to talk about their comic books today, but that's okay, because that actually gives me some time to go over this comic book, Blood and Sword, which I had mentioned I would do a review of like every single time that I've gone live for the past 3 times, but I have not done it. But first, I want to talk about Tartaria. Carbon Heart, do you know anything about Tartaria?
No.
Good, because neither do I. It's apparently this civilization that was wiped out in the near past, and general idea is like it was super advanced, and that we've been lied to about our history in regards. Yes, Mr. Self-Destruct, Richard Embry, he wrote that. I'm doing it because I'm trying to bank on the Dark Gift and Richard Embry argument stuff that's going on right now. I don't like when people get on my case and there's drama around me, but I like watching other people suffer. So
So you're just being direct about being an opportunist.
Oh yeah. I'll be straight up about it. Yeah, I'm
Let
totally
me capitalize off of that disagreement you're having right now.
Exactly. If I had a Dark Gift book, I would do the same thing, but I do not. But anyway, back to the Tartaria. It's well, we're about to find out what the truth about Tartaria is. Let's see what this guy has to say. This guy is, let's see what his channel is. Kings and Generals. So if this is a good video, guys, go over and like and subscribe. But if it's not a good video, don't do that. Let me turn it down a little bit so we can talk.
There is no great controversy in saying that the internet is full of strange beliefs and theories. With a few clicks of your mouse, you can find message boards that share all sorts of nonsense with people all over the world, throwing ideas back and forth to illuminate non-existent problems. One such conspiracy.
So essentially, Omni says, what's their argument? Essentially, from the best I can tell, there's a lot of accusations levied at Dark Gift about him being an opportunist, him being, what are the other things they said? Anti-CG, naturally. Everybody says that from time to time.
Well, Dark Gift did remove CG from the title of his shows. Now, it used to be CG Slums. Now it's just Slums.
Mm-hmm.
So he has technically disassociated from CG.
Well, at the same time, you know how we were talking earlier about how, like, you can say you're not CG, but if you're still perceived as CG, you're still CG.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Dark Gift still, I'm almost 99% sure he still says that he's CG. He just renamed the Slumlords, but he's still got like the Comicsgate karaoke. That'll be going on. I don't know if it's called that, but that's what it's called in my brain. So, but he still has some Comicsgate stuff up. And him go ahead.
He associates with everybody that he did with before anyway. It's all the different people in CG. So, I mean, this example I'm bringing up is the simple fact that he removed the name from the show. Because I remember that he actually tweeted about it when he decided to do that. Around the time that drama was building up all over, between EBS, the Dungeoneers, and John
Yeah.
Malin. Around that time, I don't remember exactly. It could have been before or a little bit after. But I think, and once again, I'm not criticizing. I'm just stating the facts of what happened. And
Yeah.
clearly it turned them off and didn't really want to use the name anymore.
I feel like a lot of people got really mad about that in particular, about him changing it to Indie Slumlords. That was a real big trigger for a lot of people in Comicsgate. Who was the first guy? It was Pete Callan. He was the one who they were originally getting into each other with, and then Richard Embry came in because I think there's something about too that Dark Gift wouldn't necessarily get on the, I think in his terms, the Rippa hate, I think is the way he described it. Which at the same time, I don't really see Dark Gift getting on anybody's hate train. Like he just kind of, he promotes who he promotes, but then he doesn't really shit on anybody that I've seen.
No.
So I mean, if you don't shit on anybody at all, I don't think it's fair for other people to ask you to start shitting on somebody.
I haven't seen that either. Go ahead.
The Richard Embry stuff.
Yeah, well, with Dark Gift, same thing. I haven't seen them actually be, aggressively insulting with anyone. He seems to be a bit passive on the positive note,
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's kind of a case of when you hear him on streams, he's definitely a peaceful guy. Yeah, peaceful. That's the better word than passive. He's a peaceful guy. And but then sometimes on Twitter, like he'll retreat from everything. He kind of just retreats and says, like, I want no part of this. He needs to take breaks every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I can't blame him. It gets real. There's times where it's just like for instance, with the whole Mandy Summers thing. I don't know what your opinion is on that, but it's like this shit was already like resolved and handled years ago. Like I remember when Mandy first like kind of left for a little bit, and then she came back, and this whole story of like Ethan saying these things, that was already like a thing that had been resolved, that they'd already talked about and gotten squared away. And it just blows my mind that like it can be brought up, and I guess enough people either don't know about it or forgot about it, so that now it's just a huge deal again, when it's like, the guys, this was already like this whole thing is a non-issue because it was already addressed and handled. And Ethan, I'm sure in private to Mandy, apologized for saying those things when he was under misdirection, and that's all you can do. Like sometimes you say stupid things and you make a mistake and you say, oh, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. And that's all you can do. Like it's at a certain point you gotta like forgive people. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the phone call being released is what brought it back up again, I think, because you have a new piece of evidence. You have some new stuff to digest, and that makes it live on. It'll probably die after this, I think, because what else can you do? Mandy's been through a lot of controversy over the past year with all these people trying to pull up things about her personal life or her life behind the scenes. And my opinion is that it's kind of it's jealousy based on the fact that she's an attractive woman. There's a bit of that going on, where it's like the whole with the phone call, for example. It literally it was a case of saying that she was using sex for to gain economically, to make financial gains. And when that's not the case, according to everyone involved, so then that leaves, there's no other way to perceive it than just people kind of just accusing her because of the fact that she's attractive and that people flirt with her. They're saying that she's making progress because of her sexuality. And I don't agree with that being done, because not everybody's guilty of that. Some people have done it, but you can't make that assumption.
Yeah. It's just a real. And the thing that like I feel like it feels to me like if she wasn't featured on Comicsgate Kings every so often, then she wouldn't receive as much fire as she does from people. I think that's something that really pisses them off. Like, and I don't know who exactly released that audio, whether it was Phone Tap Phil or it was PTP. Dude, I love the name. I saw somebody say that, Phone Tap Phil, and I started dying at work. And everybody's like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, you wouldn't understand."
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
the nicknames are hilarious.
I love the nicknames. Everybody's got a Comicsgate nickname. It's so great. Omni
Yeah.
says, "I'm not a Mandy simp, but she's okay with me. But I have heard other people's opinions of her." Yeah. So Mr. Selfstruck says, "Was it PTP or PTP?" Exactly.
Well, you know, the evidence is leaning towards it being Phil because of the audio. I mean, just listening to it, you can already, just by using your ear, you can determine that his voice is clearer than Ethan's and Patrick's.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently there was someone in the chat like a couple of days ago when the audio was being played. They actually saved it and they ran it through an analyzer. They actually named the software too, in which they were able to basically compare the wavelengths. And so Ethan's and Patrick's were more similar, you know, in nature. So therefore Phil was clearer. And look, it's simple. It was either Patrick or Phil. Let's break it down. It's not insane to think that it was Phil because his voice is clearer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing about it to me is like, if you want people to agree with you and take your side in an argument, and you're like quote unquote presenting evidence, because this is what that is, right? They're trying to present evidence of Mandy doing something to get Mandy in trouble, from Ethan's words. But it's like every time that I hear, like, I only hear Ethan talking, and then I don't hear anybody else talking. I don't hear anybody else talking. And it's just like, why don't you? If you really wanted to convince me that you were right about this, you would just release the whole conversation. And then I could make a judgment for myself, hearing you guys, you three of you talking, you know, what's the truth behind this? Is there any truth behind it? Like all that. But when you release little clips of things, I don't like that. That's like real, like, context is super important. Super.
Oh, yeah.
Before that whole recording, Ethan could have said, "I'm just joking, but," and then cut. Play, like, you could, I know it doesn't matter to a lot of people, but context is super important to the truth of an actual situation.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, not only is the audio incomplete, on top of it, the fact that it's being recorded by either Phil or Patrick, let's say, and they're the people presenting the debate. They're initiating that discussion, and they're recording it. That essentially delegitimizes the conversation, because you can they're going into it with that knowledge, so they're going to manipulate the conversation and steer it as to what they want. And you know exactly what I mean. Like, that's possible to do.
Oh yeah, and I look, I'm generally speaking not the kind of person who, if I haven't met you or talked to you, like, I don't like you. But there's a few people who, like, I've seen enough about to not like, and I would say PTP is like right up on that list of people that, and I just get like, I call it my spider sense. I'm pretty good when talking to people. Like, I can kind of gauge, like, if there's something secret that they're hiding, that, like, when they say things. So, and as an example, this is going to be super, people aren't going to like this. Some people might. When Rainey first joined Comicsgate, I was like, nope, nah, she's not in it. She's not really in this for Comicsgate. She's in this to make money, which is fair enough. If you want to play ball and you want to play the game like the rest of us do, and support other people, and put up with the joking and the ribbing and the shit, great, cool. And so that's why I bought her book. I was like, I saw her on streams and I saw her, joking around with the boys, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, But ever since the beginning, I'd had a weird feeling about her. And then this whole, like, she's upset about the jumping jacks thing. I was literally watching that live when it happened. And I was like, she started doing the jumping jacks. And I was like, it's a little weird because she's the only girl on the stream. I do feel a little weird about that. But then Ethan gets up and starts with his fat ass doing the jumping jacks. And it's like, now this is hilarious. Like, now it's, and it was literally like a bunch of friends hanging out. And Ethan, as a friend, made a fool of himself, got up and made a fool of himself, self-deprecated to make things more comfortable. And I was like, that's awesome. So I bought her book, and then this whole thing with the Dungeoneer shit went down, and then like she kind of showed her true colors. And I don't know. I never trust her since day one. And that also applies to PTP. And I mostly don't trust PTP because every single thing that he makes is some derivative form of something else somebody else has done better. And it's just like, dude, make up your own fucking thing. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, even if it's... Go ahead.
Being able to read people, I mean, it's part of human nature, human instinct. Like, there's a reason why they say first impressions matter a lot. Mm-hmm. Probably more so than anything else about a person. And some people are better at detecting, people's true nature than others. And it's just a fact. And I'm like that too. I've had experience where people have they've proven my first impression correct. Because, I'm the type of person that, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt at first until you prove otherwise. So I'll keep, my suspicions to myself. And then usually those people prove that it was correct eventually, which is what PTP did. He proved it eventually that those suspicions were correct. Rini, I don't have too strong feelings over what she did because I think she's tried her best to stay neutral, like in the backroom chats. I forgot what they called that. The Dungeoneer files. Yeah. In the Dungeoneer files, if you recall her messages, she tried to be the better person and keep it neutral and say, hey, let's just realize that everybody's here for a reason. Remember that? So I give her credit for doing that.
I see it almost, and maybe I'm being too harsh. So that's because I can be harsh sometimes. I see that what she said in there as like a cop out. So it's like if somebody comes up to me and is obviously lying about something, and they're like, "Hey, this guy's a piece of shit. Like you shouldn't like him," and I know that it's not true, then I'm not going to be like, oh, well, everybody's just let's just all try to get along. I'm going to be like, no, dude, like, stop saying that. Like, that's not true. That's what I would have done if I were her. But here, let me read some of the chats here. Mr. Self-Destruct says, recording someone without them knowing while you're in a two-party consent state, jail time or a considerable fine, I'm sure. When I was talking about Rainey, I think anyway, Omni, correct me if I'm mistaken. Omni says, I thought the same thing. I never bought her books, and Mr. Self-Destruct says same. And I was like, guys, I would not have bought that book. Let me be brutally honest with you. I don't like manga that much. I don't really like her style very much. She's a great artist. I'm not going to take that away. Like, she is really, really good. There's no doubt about that. I just don't like her style. And there's a lot of people like that who they're super talented, but I'm just not a big fan of that style. I would never have bought her if it wasn't for her being on the the Comicsgate Kings. Would not have done it. And I'm not go ahead.
I'm not into that style either because it does resemble manga pretty strongly. I give her credit though. I think she's trying to do a blend of manga and American style because it's fully rendered. The colors look nice. She's very talented. So at least she's bridging the gap a little bit. So I'll give her that. But yeah, I'm not into it. When I first saw the book, I'm like, not for me.
Omni says, that's the thing. I love manga, and something felt off about her to me. Omni, did you buy Dino King? Did you get that yet, Omni? I have it right here. I was going to do a review. Oh, yeah, dude. I bought it, and that's what I was saying before. I love forgiveness. I love that. I'm all about that. And if Rainey came back and said, I'm sorry, I was being a little whatever. And because that's obviously what Ethan wants. If you listen to the way Ethan talks, he really wants Rainey back. And that's fair enough. She's very talented. very talented. But when Liam came on Ethan's show that one time and was like, he fucking apologized. That was it. That was it for me. I was like, okay, where's your book? How can I buy it? Like, that's it. When you
you already had Dino King for a while.
Yeah, yeah, I've had it
Okay.
since at least I got it maybe 4 weeks ago, and I've been trying to do a review of it. But every time we get on stream, we have conversations that lead to other things, and I like to have the flow of conversation be natural. I don't want to like disrupt it that much.
Yeah. Well, quickly, I mean, I know you're going to do a full review, but do you agree with Ethan about Dino King?
Yes and no. It's I think the first part of it, there's kind of like two distinct parts in my mind. The first part is exactly what Ethan said. The second part, where Ethan said things like the villains, the way they talk at the end is super great. I totally disagree. I think that it's kind of long-winded. It's very anime. It's very manga.
Okay.
And so if you look at it from that perspective, then it's actually a little more streamlined than what you would normally find in anime or manga. So yes, it would be considered really good, but I don't consider, generally speaking, anime and manga dialogue to be good, because what they do is they constantly fucking repeat things. And this isn't Dino King necessarily. I'm talking about anime and manga in general. They like repeat things that have already been said before, and it really annoys me. But I found out that that was like a cultural thing, like that it was considered insulting in Japanese culture to just assume that somebody knew something you didn't, so you repeat things. Which I was like, just tell the story. Either your audience is dumb or they're not. That's just kind of the way I feel about it. But I'd say my biggest complaint with Dino King, and I always start with the complaints, so sorry if I'm being negative, because it is good. It's a fun, enjoyable book.
Hey, you could say it's terrible. I mean, for all I care, you could say it's trash, but
it's not terrible. I don't like the manga style, although I do like dinosaurs. So that was cool to see. And like, we've already talked about how I don't like the manga style. But the second, I would say this much. The biggest problem I have with it is that it delivers too much exposition and not enough at the same time. You might be thinking like, but it's like a lot of information that characters say, which is good. When characters reference things that the audience needs to know. But there wasn't enough. And maybe this is because I didn't read any books previous to this. I didn't really know anything about what was going on in the world. So it was a little like, you're giving me information about things that I don't even have to post. My audio.
Yeah, is the chat saying you're having some audio issues?
That's what they're saying. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay, so it's happening to them too. Yeah, you were going in and out. Let's see if you're good now.
How do I sound now? Does that sound a little bit better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. You're good now.
Okay. Well, what I was saying was that there's a lot of exposition and not enough exposition at the same time. It's like I don't have some basic knowledge of the universe to know what some of the people are saying in the second half of the book. The first half of the book is totally fine. The second half was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But anyway, I would say that so the real question, though, I think always the real question at the end of reading a book is, would you buy another one? Like, is it interesting enough to buy another one? And the answer is yes. Yeah, I would buy another one. So if that's me saying that it's a great book, then that's me saying it's a great book. I'm very I would say I'm very hard to impress by saying it's amazing. You know what I mean? In fact, let's just hold on. I want to show this video that Ethan put up on Comicsgate is Comics Great, or maybe it was on his main channel. I'm not sure, but it was really funny because he's just being Ethan.
What, the Make-A-Wish video, basically?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking hilarious.
as someone who has literally gone sleepless nights and sacrificed and done everything humanly possible to grow as an artist, I'm failing not only myself, but I'm failing my team. I'm failing everyone who works for me. I'm failing my family. I've been working myself to near death for 7 years.
This is the book. You're not going to believe this, John.
Okay.
When I tell you that this book, I want you to understand
What's
that, like,
good?
no, I mean, this is professional. It's better than anything any of the Kings have done.
The clipping of John is so funny to me.
It's so dramatic, too.
Yeah.
I'm not even fucking
I love it when he goes, "You're not gonna believe
I'm
this."
blown away by
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
he's- dude, and then later when the lights flares come in, hold on, okay.
Yeah.
Graham
better,
Nolan's there.
better.
Billy is there. Wow.
Better.
Ethan Van Sciver is there.
Better. I looked at it and I went, there's some ideas I'd like to pull from this. For
Better than
Cyberpunk.
Black Riding Hood.
But Black Riding Hood, I mean, maybe not, but
Wow. All right, I got to know, what is it?
it's gonna blow your mind.
No.
And I actually wrote to the creator, and I just I left a little quote from the book. I'm hoping to hear back. There's no way there's something wrong here. There's something deeply wrong here. Are you ready?
Yeah. Fine.
Dino King by Liam Gray.
What? Get out of here.
John, I am not fucking kidding you.
This book blew your mind.
It is way better than anything I've read in a long time.
No way.
I'm not even kidding you. This is like superior writing. This is superior storytelling.
There's a second chance campaign for Dino King. Pulled it up, and there was only like 40 orders left.
People should back it. No joke. Go over there. What is the campaign called that's on?
Conquest Comics 2023 Second Chance campaign. Let me hit refresh on here, see if anybody has been able to go out there and back it. We were at 48 when we started. Oh my God, it's almost sold out already.
Oh,
it's at
fuck.
82. 82.
That is terrific. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Everybody going out there.
Liam's going to wake up like, what happened?
Yeah.
That's good. So there are only 18 copies left, guys. Don't miss out.
Yeah.
I just woke up and look at this. I'm not sure exactly fully what's happened yet.
There are only 10 copies of Dino King left. Only 10 left.
10
So-
copies. Wow.
That's good, guys. Thank you. 8 left.
But this is like life changing for me right now.
Last copy of Dino King. Last copy. 1 left. Don't miss it. Crazy, dude.
Ethan loved Dynasty. Oh, that's so good.
Ethan,
Oh my God.
You're nice.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Ethan. Oh my God. I can't believe this happened. Like, this is insane. That's right. You guys just changed my life. Thank you so much. Right? Thank you so much.
Did I think I got the wrong video.
Yeah, that wasn't the
Sorry.
Make-A-Wish one with the light flaring in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one. It's on Ethan's channel.
Is it Ethan's channel or Comicsgate is Comics Great?
It's on Ethan's. They should be back to back. If you go to the videos list, there should be back to back videos. Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
okay, I see.
There it is. Yeah.
I read a comic book that was so good. Unexpectedly good. I read this comic book and I wasn't expecting it to be good at all. I was
shape our
expecting this book to be
community.
not very good. I'm stunned by how good it is.
What is it? I'm dying to find out.
When I tell you that this book is good, I want you to understand.
Whether can you imagine if you don't know who John Malin is and you're like, that's what I'm thinking that this says. Like, you don't know who he is, so his responses are like,
to find out.
When I tell you that this book is good, I want you to understand
What's
that, like,
good? Like, I mean, you thought it's like I go into a movie thinking it sucks, and then it's borderline. I'm like, wow, that was a lot better than I thought, but it's still it's like mid, you know, like.
No, I mean, this is professional. It's better than anything any of the Kings have done.
What?
I'm not even fucking kidding.
Holy crap! Mike
I'm
Barron is
blown away.
there.
Yes. Yeah.
You think John was in on it?
And we've been struggling.
Oh wait, sorry.
The more I watch it, I think John was in on it. I think John
Well, he's
knew that this was coming.
Yeah, he knew which book was coming, but and that's I think is funny too when he was like, "Well, I mean, what's good?" you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graham
Better.
Nolan's there.
Better.
Billy is there. Wow.
Better.
Ethan Van Sciver is there.
Better. I looked at it and I went, there's some ideas I'd like to pull from them.
All right, I got to know, what is it?
This is gonna blow your mind. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Dino King by Liam Gray. It is way better.
Fucking lens flare.
Way better than anything I've read in a long time.
No way.
John, I'm not even kidding you. This is like superior writing. This is superior storytelling. With a character that's likable. The lead character's lovable, likable. There's violence in it. It's the right length. This is legitimately excellent. I don't even know what to. I'm not fucking with you. I promise you. I'm telling you the truth.
Mods, can anybody out there find a link to Dino King?
Look at this. Look at these black. Like, you are the engine of the apocalypse, and he's like, no. I mean, it's actually like you are the engine of the apocalypse is a fucking cool line too. It's just good writing. Here's the link. It is closed, so you couldn't back it anyway.
He needs to reopen this so we can all buy it and check it out.
So I just woke up and I was about to drive to the city and my Discord servers all exploded. And look at this. I'm not sure exactly fully what's happened yet. I think Dino King is sold out. I have no idea how this happened. I'm so fucking grateful. Go see Malin's channel.
You can tell by listening to his voice. This is not, you know, when we're talking about being able to read people, you can tell by listening to his voice that that's like an honest reaction, that he's like just completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, his voice shakes a few times
Mm-hmm.
throughout this, from here to the end, and you can hear that he was holding back, crying. So I'm buying it from Liam. Yeah, this was genuine for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, is it as amazing as Ethan is saying? I don't think so, but that's because I'm hard to please. But like, I would buy it again. I would buy the second one.
Well, I think I've put together my theory now after looking at this again with you. And I recall either a day before this happened. What's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, there was a snafu, and usually when it happens, like everything drops out, but I realized that it's just me who's dropped out of the stream, so I wait, and then I hope that I didn't miss anything when I come back.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so I was saying that either a day before this happened or 2 days before, I remember Ethan saying that he reached out to Liam to come on stream, and that Liam said he was busy and that he had a meeting with ABC. And Ethan briefly said, "Oh, I wonder what that is. Mm-hmm. Is that a television meeting?" He got excited over that, like, "Oh, Liam is making some moves." So I have a theory that this property is being either pitched or considered for other kinds of media, which makes sense because it seems like something that could become a cartoon or some other kind of line of product, and that would be great, obviously, if that happened. But I think that added to dude. Yeah. Because it's like Animorphs. Remember that there was a book series called Animorphs and a TV show? So it has that kind of feel.
Yeah. Mr. Self-Destruct says, Liam has a lot of contacts. Is that because he's got bad vision? Sorry, I had to. And then he also says, shout out to Christina Hendricks. By the way, Mr. Self-Destruct, I don't know if you got my message earlier in the chat when you first joined, but You got to give me access, my guy. I'm trying to look at that thing you sent me, and I can't access it. And then another thing is on Comicsgate Karaoke, which is what I'm decided it's now going to be called, whether or not Dark Gift likes that. I'm gonna just tune in on Monday night. I've got
What's
you.
going on Malin's channel?
Listen,
What happened? Look at this.
What happened overnight?
I don't know. I like.
Oh my God,
People are saying John Malin. People are saying Ethan. I don't know what's going on. Ethan liked the book. Ethan loved Dynasty. Oh, that's so good. Oh my God. Ellie Belly, you got Daddy's tie on. Now look, Ellie, we did well. Oh my God, we did it. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone who backed, you guys just changed my life. Thank you so much, right? Thank you so much. Things have been really rough right now, and we've been struggling to just keep going until we, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy the book. This is life-changing.
Yeah. Good shit. And it's, it's good, especially for him, because Liam lives in Australia, which is a fascist state, and he needs all the money he can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder how that farm is working out for him. He said he bought a farm within the last few
Farther away, you
years.
can say. All right. Well, let's see. We talked about Dino King a little bit. We talked about the whole Mandy Summers thing a little bit. The whole I shouldn't phrase it like that, because it's not a Mandy Summers thing. It's a PTP and PTP thing. That's what it is. It's two people who, for whatever reason, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to throw shit at them necessarily. I'll throw shit at Patrick Thomas Parnell, but not Phil Diaz. I don't really know him very well. But there's no reason why they wouldn't be super successful in Comicsgate, but it just seems like this is just heel nipping, and it just seems like that was what that whole thing was. But so I actually have an announcement for my campaign. Lots of things going on behind the scenes, folks. Lots of things going on. Lots of big changes due to unforeseen circumstances. But I feel like I should just kind of lay it all out right now. This book is going to be the book is going to be finished by the beginning of June. There at the bottom here of the campaign, it says, Phenomenon is a 40-page full-color comic magazine set out shipped to backers in September 24. So neither of those statements are now true in a certain sense. Phenomenon will come out, and it'll be 30 pages, and it'll be shipped in late June, early July. But also, because people paid a certain amount of money expecting 40 pages, that's still what they're going to get. I have a different artist who I was hoping to have something to show you guys tonight in regards to that, finishing 10 pages for me that are essentially they were part of the original script of issue 1, but they've been taken out so that the artist who's originally working on it, Tomas Kavash, he's going to finish up 30 pages here, and then there's 10 more pages that I'm going to ship essentially as a mini comic. Essentially it's just going to be just 10 pages of a mini comic. Actually, it's 11 pages, technically speaking, with the book itself. So it's not like you're going to receive less than 40 pages when your shipment arrives. You will receive bare minimum, actually 42 pages of comic book altogether. But the official issue 1 is going to only be 30 pages. So I wanted to be real upfront with people about that. And to that end, because things are moving forward in a faster, since the book is going to be done by the beginning of June, I don't like the idea of the campaign going past that. So I've moved it up a bit. So we have literally from today 3 weeks before the campaign closes. for you guys to back this book if you want to. And I want to reveal more, but I can't because I don't have the necessary things to do so. But for the meantime, let's watch the trailer for the Okay. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, 20 more days to go on this. We've got the cover by Tomas here. We've got the cover by Rob Hunter. So there's 2 different covers you can choose from. The Rob Hunter one, to be clear with people who, because I think some people think this might be colored in later. This will never be colored in. This is black and white. This is the black and white cover because that's, well, I mean, like since day one, I always wanted a black and white cover. And Rob Hunter's black and whites are, you know, just look at it. You can see.
Yeah, I think actually.
And then we've got the 2 T-shirts here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Rob Hunter's work actually looks better in black and white because for obvious reasons. You know, there's so much texture there. I've seen some color pages of his project Death Raider, and it just has a completely different feel. You know, so I can understand that black and white cover being preferable, to be honest. Looks like you froze there while you're enjoying your cold, delicious beverage, Pat. Let me message you. I believe he will be, trying to leave and come back in. That should do the trick. That's happened a couple times before. Now it's just me. Well, I'll mention actually that the other night, Phenomenon was shown on John Malin's channel on his post-Kangs show, which was pretty sweet. He actually played the trailer and went through the campaign and said that he's actually curious about the book. So sounds like there's potential for Patty Q to possibly be invited to one of John's streams. That would be pretty awesome, especially within the next few weeks before closing out. I'm sure that'll make a huge difference. I will be pushing his book as well, of course. Uh-oh, I just got a message from Patrick. Having some internet issues, of course. Sweet. Well, we already discussed all the drama that happened this past week, and I think it's resolved by now. Oh yeah, Patrick had a shooting spree on Twitter. I want to ask him about that. Firing off AR-15s, Kalashnikovs, and I believe .30-06 rifle. Staples, of course, in the firearms realm, and he was having a blast. I was jealous. Patrick is trying to reconnect. Apparently, the state of misery could have some issues, as I've heard. Yeah, he'll be back shortly, he said. Cool. The Ripperverse theme. Yeah, what's it called? White Knighting or White Pilled. Yeah. It's very easy to make fun of Eric July at this point. It's kind of, it's getting a little bit sad. But, yeah, that was cheesy as hell. You know, the rest of the band, you know, they're musically skilled, clearly. They're sharp. And that ginger singer that they have, you can actually sing, but the song was very forgettable. Like Tim Pool. Now, I'm starting to see that lately. You know, I'm actually a big music guy. And I listen to, like, all new releases. And rock is my favorite genre. And I've been noticing, like, there's a struggle out there to create memorable choruses for some reason. It's like, guys, have you forgotten that the chorus is the most important part of the song? It's the hook. It's what people need to remember when they leave the song. And they need to be able to sing it back. That song, White Pilled, has a chorus that it's like, it's a 2-note melody. You can't even sing it back. I don't even remember it. And I heard a new single on the radio today on a rock station, and the same thing happened with them. I won't name them because I don't want to be bashing bands, but the verse was actually better than the chorus. I'm like, okay, this verse is nice. The chorus came and it's like I couldn't make out anything. There's no melody there. There's no words on it, basically. In the meantime, if anybody has not yet subscribed to Patrick's channel, please do so and hit the bell. I don't have a channel. I will be making videos. I've been planning on doing some reviews as well of some of the big Comicsgate books like Godlike, which will be coming soon for me, The Glorious Rex 2. And I've been meaning to do a Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet review as well, which I liked a lot. Yeah, Cyberfrog, Bloodhoney, and Wrecked Planet were both very impressive. Yes, Omni, I do make music. If you go to carbonheart.bandcamp.com, I have a short EP on there, some recent tracks I did. Yeah, I put that in the chat. It's alternative rock. Hey, he's
sorry,
back.
man. Yeah, sorry. But you good. I'm glad you were putting your things in the chat there. Excellent. Check it out, carbonheart.bandcamp.com. Everybody. You know, though, I think Carbon, that's probably a good spot to end it for tonight. It was going to be a pretty chill stream anyway. I mostly just wanted to talk about the Mandy stuff and then let people know about the changes to my book. But would you like to do you want to bring something up that we can show before we go? Or it's up to you.
Well, no, the link is fine. You know, yeah, we were talking about music actually while you were gone, and they brought up the new Eric July music video. The new song
I haven't
that he
even
made.
watched that.
White Pill. Yeah, if you want to watch that, he actually posted that there's no what's it called, DMCA on it, so you'd actually be able to play it on stream. No issue.
Well, no issue other than maybe my internet shitting out and kicking me again. Let me say, can we? I'm.
Yeah, you don't want to get kicked again. Yeah.
I don't want to get kicked again. What I'm going to do is I have a long weekend because of my work schedule. So I'm going to go, it's hard to get to stores when you work till 6 p.m. every night. But I'm going to go to the store and get a long, internet cord. I don't know what people call those things. I'm technologically inept. And then we'll watch it next time. But you got to remind me next time.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be, by next week, a lot more stuff. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you. I brought up the video clips you posted of you shooting those guns today.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, those were awesome, man. I was guessing, were those a 30-06, AR-47, and AR-15? I mean AK-47 and AR-15.
The AR was No, the AR was 5.56. Which ones did I? Okay, so no wait. I shot like a Tokarev clone. Essentially, was what that one with the foregrip was. And I love foregrips. I can't it'll instantly bias me towards a gun if it's got a foregrip on it. I'm instantly like, okay, that gun is 20% better than it would have been normally. That was a 9mm actually. And then the AKs were in 7.62 by 39, which is the old caliber that Russians used to use. Now they use the 5.45, but we don't have any guns in 5.45. And we did a bunch of stuff. I have, amongst the things that I have, which is the way I should phrase this, I guess. I have a 45 Colt 1911, which is just it's so sexy, and it's you know how people complain about 1911s jamming. This has never jammed, and I put and now at this point we've put like 600 or so rounds through it, and it's not jammed once ever.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Whereas my Kimber 9 was jamming, once every 3 magazines, I would say. It would jam once, and then you'd have to clear it and get going. And amongst the other things I have a PS90, which is just like, it's weird. It's not it's not as nice of a caliber as an AR or an AK, but it puts things on target. Like, it's really easy to handle once you get used to it. And I even got from Great Britain, I got which is funny that they're not allowed to have guns, but they're making optics for guns. It's like, okay, they made it'd be the P90, which is the military version, recreation of the original scope. So I got that too. So it's like I have to cut the barrel down, but it's still, it's a pretty decent little. Like, I would want to teach if I ever had a wife, when we go to Russia and we get our wives, I'm gonna give her my P90, and she'll be able to handle that pretty well. He says single or double stack. Single, because double stack, I don't like the fat grips. I'm really picky about grips and triggers. Like, for instance, Glocks. I know a lot of people like Glocks. A lot of people. I don't like them that much just because of the trigger. I hate the trigger. It's like a goofy clown trigger to me. And you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you do or don't. Omni says, I almost bought the Pit Viper from John Wick 4. I tried it out at the range, and holy fuck, that thing has almost no recoil. Super smooth. The Pit Viper. I don't know what that is. I know he used
the scene.
Go ahead.
There was a scene that featured it, and it was a beautiful looking gun. I don't know much about it, but damn it, that has no recoil.
We're gonna try to share this. If this works, it works. The TTI JW4 Pit Viper. Good God. 7. Okay, so it's obviously a 1911 style gun. I can see here.
Yeah.
The trigger looks pretty nice. The grip looks like it's a double stack, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what it's got here. Extended checker magwell trigger pull. I don't like the. By the way, another thing that bothers me, that the flared magwell or the flared is that, I guess is what it's called, flared magwell at the end there. How it, because it kind of like flares out to allow the magazine easier access to the gun. Not a fan of that. But also, I'm a sucker for aesthetics. But look at this thing, folks. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Oh.
Did you see that movie, John Wick 4?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I mean, that's like a weird answer. I tried to watch it. I watched it. I tried to watch it, and then I was like, this isn't anything like the other two movies. And then I tried to watch it again because my brother was like, no, just stick with it. And then he fell down, like John Wick fell down, like it was probably 30 to 40 feet of a drop. And his bulletproof suit prevented him from being injured. And I was just like, I couldn't watch it after that. Like I'm very like, either your movie like goes hard in the goofiness, like Commando, for instance, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's like literally ripping entire phone booths out and with people in them and throwing them. So you're like, okay, this is goofy as shit. It's just funny. But if you're trying to be realistic and that stuff happens, like it turns me off so bad that I will refuse to watch the rest. Like Fallout, for instance, that whole show. I just saw one of the fight scenes, just one of them, and I was like, nope. Like I can't watch this. It'll just make me mad.
Well, I know what you mean. The thing is, the first John Wick had stuff like that too, though, where, I mean, obviously, like he would have been dead even in the first movie.
Yeah. But I feel like it was a lot more, I don't know. It was
they went even further.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they did. Each sequel of John Wick just gets more and more absurd to the point where the fourth movie was just a collection of insane scenes. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even a movie. It was just a collection of action scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is like, for an action movie, I'm not against it. Like, have you ever seen The Raid?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
That movie's awesome. But it's just all like straight, it's like action scene after action scene. Love it. Let me show you guys my dream 1911, because I'm a huge 1911 fan. And can anybody in the chat tell me what company I'm thinking about that makes the best 1911s in the world? And if you can tell me, you'll get a reward, and that reward will be nothing, because I don't have anything to give you.
A cookie.
Yeah. This isn't exactly the version of the 1911 I'm looking for, but this is the company that makes these. This here is a Strayer Voigt Infinity is what they're called. And essentially you just, it's like, I went on the Strayer Voigt website to see like how much this stuff would cost. And they were like, a consultation of 1 hour is $1,000. And it's like, okay, well, when I make that much money, I'm going to be back. Cause I've got some ideas about what I'm looking for. Although I'll say the Colt is like, it could go with an extended beaver tail, I would say. Cause I kind of cut myself a little bit. Maybe you can see that. Maybe you can't. It kind of snapped me a little bit, but when you're shooting fast, but it's a pretty damn good, like I bought it for like $950. It's 45. Like it's a damn fine gun, and probably the most quality gun, quality to dollar amount that I've paid so far. Like the P90 is great too, but the P90 is you're gonna have to pay more to really get it to be right. You want to cut the 16-inch barrel down to a 10-inch and then put a silencer on it, and you got to like go through all the ATF and government stuff to get the permissions to do that kind of stuff. So it's expensive and time consuming. But the Colt is just like out of the box was just the most satisfying thing. Mr. Self-Destruct says, good price. Yes, it was. And it was new too. Brand new, straight from the factory. But yeah. I think I'm going to end it tonight. Carbon, I need to get another cable because like I want to do more. I want to show more things to people. But every time I do, it's either I get literally kicked from the stream or I can't view what you guys are viewing, and I'm just hoping that it's not crazy. So I got to fix my internet thing. I know I said that last week, but I'm sorry. I'll do it this week. I promise. I'm going to go to the store and get the Ethernet cable, like Mr. Self-Destruct said. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We got Mr. Self-Destruct, Omni, and ID Crisis Design. Whoops. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Honestly, like, as things go on with my friend, it might be where like I can do a lot more like gun videos, like showing things. Because it's not all my stuff. Like those tables on my YouTube on the Twitter, the tables of guns, that was not all mine. Not at all.
Yeah, I could tell. I was like,
yeah. I would have to be fucking
like,
loaded. yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to do more gun videos because it's just, I mean, I love guns, and I know some people on here really love guns too. And I feel like every comic skater should know and how to operate his gun. I do feel like every American citizen should. It's their American responsibility to own and know how to operate a firearm of some kind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Comicsgate Commandos, fuck yeah! Guess what we didn't do today? We didn't review Blood and Sword, and we didn't do a technically review of Dino King. But those will come eventually, all in due time. Delayed gratification is better than immediate gratification. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks Carbon Heart for popping on, and have a great night. And I'll see you next week, same time as always.
Take care, guys.
Peace out.